wherever, but I know she's not dead. She can't be because she's got too much to live here for. Owen, Jay, the house, her family.
Just before Christmas, the police and the Payne family received the first calls from a man called Dave. He claims he knows about Nicola Payne's whereabouts.
This girl was sort of being carried by a man at the side of the road, was carrying either a drunken person or it might have been worse, you know what I mean? But he did answer that description. This chap, he had one of these big coats on, that's all I can say. I think he had a moustache.
I would ask that if he is genuine, to come forward and to give us what information he has so that we can act on it. At the present time, he hasn't given us anything positive. If he is a hoaxer, then obviously he should keep quiet, because all he's doing is sending them out of their minds.
So this man should stop playing games with your feelings.
If he knows nothing, just stop it, please. Just stop it.
The police have been working day and night. More than 100 police officers have been involved. Many have been investigating the disappearance of another Coventry woman, Barbara Finn, who's been missing for 4 months. That case too remains unexplained. Although they had no new information, detectives visited the Paynes to pass on their own condolences. The police expect to complete their second intensive search on Saturday, exactly a month since Nicola Payne went missing. Despite all their efforts, nothing has been found. Today, on her 19th birthday, Nicola Payne's disappearance remains a mystery.
Peter Wilson reporting. Well, joining us now from the police headquarters in Coventry is Detective Superintendent Malcolm Ross, who's been leading the inquiry. Detective Superintendent, do you think you will find her?
I'm ever hopeful that I will find Nicola alive, but of course as time goes by, my instinct does tell me that she may very well be dead.
Is there no clue to her disappearance at all?
Not very many at all. Jason's house, we know that she walked down Winston Avenue and onto the waste ground, and we have witnesses that saw her walk onto the waste ground, and she never emerged from it. That's really as far as we've got. We are very short of information in relation to Nicola.
Isn't it rather a coincidence that 2 women from Coventry now, the other being Barbara Finn, have just vanished into thin air?
Well, of course, the lifestyles of these 2 women are completely separate. Barbara Finn was known to frequent the red light district of Coventry. Nicola was a young girl of 19 with a very small baby, ready to settle down with her boyfriend in a new house. Different lifestyles, different personalities.
So you're satisfied that the same person couldn't be responsible for this?
There is no suggestion at the moment that these 2 incidents are connected.
Now, there's been a huge search using large numbers of police officers, but you've only seemed to have covered a very small area. Why is that?
Well, your films have shown the difficult terrain that we need to search. Many culverts, many riverbanks, long grass. The search has taken a long time. To be thorough, it needs to be done properly, and it will take a long time, and probably go into next week.
We didn't see such large searches taking place after Barbara Finn's disappearance. Why was that?
Because the area was different where Barbara Finn went missing. The area was a built-up area in Hillfields, but I can assure you that all the waste ground around Hillfields was searched with just as much enthusiasm as the search for Nicola.
Now, what about these phone calls from the man who calls himself Dave? Are you taking them seriously?
I can't afford not to take them seriously at the moment. David may be a hoax, and if he is, I ask him to stop calling and stop upsetting the Paynes. You can see that the distress he's causing. But if he has got information that he thinks is relevant to the inquiry, he needs to come and speak to me. I need to speak to him to see what he does now.
Many women in Coventry now, of course, are very frightened of going out alone. What advice can you offer them?
Well, I don't think there's really need for too much concern for the vast majority of women in Coventry. They really need to be sensible on dark nights when they're out alone. They need to tell their relatives and friends where they're going, what time they'll be expected back, what route they're going, and if possible, go in couples or more than 2. Just the general crime prevention methods that all women can take on cold, wet, dark nights as we are experiencing now.
Detective Superintendent, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, if you can help the police identify the anonymous telephone caller or help in the Nicola Payne inquiry in any way at all, the telephone number is 0203 220 877. That's 0203 220 877.
Flood warnings are in force on many of the region's rivers tonight after a day of snow, rain and high winds. Some of the most serious problems are in Cheltenham, where a number of homes are underwater. Elsewhere, the River Wye is expected to rise to 13 feet above normal in Hereford overnight, and there's also an amber flood alert on the River Team south of Worcester.